Hi, hello, welcome back, everybody. It's Wednesday Hump Day, which means it's time for Boob Tube. So it's not Boob Tube without my beautiful co-hosts Casey Carter and Desiree, Desirable but Hello, ladies. How are you?
Good.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, girl. Hey, sorry we missed you guys last week. And we'll miss you next week. So better lock
Yeah.
and load with us while you can.
We
I know
need
Jason was
healthcare.
missing us.
Yeah, healthcare.
Healthcare. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, so I have a pinched nerve right about the top of my shoulder and my back. And I go to LA Fitness and I do Aquafit. I try to go 3 days a week, but I do Aquafit. And what I love about it is because of the pinched nerve, the movements don't hurt. I can do the full movements and all of that. Well, baby, apparently I need to be feeling it because I'm getting out of the pool and I'm like, "Oh shit. Oh my god." And last week I just overdid it, and normally I can turn left and right with no problem. I couldn't go further than like this as opposed to that. It was, and it hurt. Normally I have to be in a certain position for it to hurt. I was in pain, y'all. I was in pain. So, yeah.
Sorry to hear that. I know
Yeah.
what you feel like because remember a couple months ago I had the same thing and I told you I had put on
Hmm.
so much of that horse liniment or whatever that shit's called that it was and it was getting to the point where I was having to put it on so frequently and then I was popping all these ibuprofens and I could feel like it just felt like nothing was curing it. Like it just kept
Right.
getting progressively worse. And I don't know, like, if it was just something I had to go through and then it just dissipated. But yeah, it's been a
Mm.
while. But I know what you're going through because I literally couldn't sleep.
And so that's the thing is, fortunately I have this mattress pad that warms my sheets. So when I'm sleeping at night, I have it on, I have it on all the time. Let me not lie about that. But it's been good for helping to ease it a little bit. But
Hmm.
it's been, so when you saw me in Chicago, Carrie, it
Hmm.
had been going on for about 3 weeks before Chicago. So this is how
Oh,
long
wow.
this has been
Ooh.
going on. And
Mm.
every time I think it's getting better, it's not getting better. And so I'm trying to get in to see a doctor. Like, I thought if I go get a massage, I would be okay. No, no, no.
Yeah.
I've rubbed CBD, I've rubbed icy hot, I've used a massage gun. I've got this thing that I call my massage shawl. You lay it across your shoulders, and it's got these loops that you put your arms in, and your arms put weight on it so that it lays tight on you, and it has heat and these balls that roll and then rotate back the other way, and that helps. Like, when I get off the show, I'm going to the bed. I'm gonna be doing that for about 30 minutes. I've got electrodes that I've done for, and I would be doing that for like an hour at a time. It's just not getting anywhere. So I'm gonna have to seek professional help for real.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Jason. Happy birthday, Zany. Happy birthday
Hmm.
to all of our May birthday people.
Hmm.
And how was your guys' Mother's Day? Did you guys have a good one?
Yes, I did. So every year since I've been in Georgia, we've gone to the country club for Mother's Day
Do that
brunch.
again. I need that again.
Country club. We've gone there for Mother's
I
Day
love
brunch.
it.
This year seemed to be really packed out, like really, really, really packed out. Um, and what's crazy is I got up in time to go to brunch, and then I came home and got back into bed and just chilled for the rest of the day. Um, Happy belated birthday.
Whoop whoop.
So since we're
So,
talking birthdays, my birthday is next month, June 16th. Thank you very
You know what
much.
that means?
yeah. So I have something I want to share because, how much of a fan club we are to the Halle Berry. Halle Berry is in the news. I don't know if you guys saw the TikTok or Instagram or whatever it was, but apparently, so to take it back a little bit, I saw Halle Berry on the Trevor Noah
Trevor
podcast,
Noah.
and they were talking about menopause, and like Halle Berry is a part of an association that's trying to get more funding for female and midlife female, not only education but research. And so she came up with this lubricant for women, and so that's what she talked about on the podcast. Now, this was a couple months ago. This is a while back. Well, yesterday, apparently, she posted a video of her in bed with her now boyfriend or partner or whatever the case may be.
Is it the musician?
Van somebody.
Yeah, they've been together for years now.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Okay,
nice.
Well, I didn't know. I'm a horrible.
I didn't know either because they don't. Yeah.
Yeah, she's usually pretty, a little more discreet about. But anyways,
oh no,
so this video.
I was gonna say, let me say this. The reason I know is because a few years back she was posting the hell out of their relationship. It was all over her Instagram. Yeah. Sorry, Kari, go ahead.
It's all good. Well, I guess she went on hiatus for a little while, but now she's back, and she came back full force. They're in the bed under the sheets, like laying together, and she busts out her lubricant and starts doing like an infomercial for her lubricant. No shade for me. I was like, go ahead, Halle. But the internet is talking, and there's mixed reactions. Some people are like, go ahead, Halle, that's what I say. I'm like, do you, boo? And other people are like, oh my God. They just always saw Halle as this like angelic figure, even though she's been in the news for some pretty
here we go.
Clearly,
this is the video.
Clearly, they don't see her Instagram account.
Right.
I'm not going to put the audio on, but that's the video.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's good. We get the picture.
Okay.
She's like, we about to get it on.
Listen, Halle Berry. Well, okay, let me tell you why I like this. Not specifically because it's Halle Berry and she naked in the bed with her man. I like it because she's promoting the fact that mature people, and I'm saying mature versus old, substitute mature for old, all right? But mature people still have sex. Still want to have sex. Enjoy having sex, okay? Kari, I think you were at the EXXXOTICA where there was this old, like old couple, the husband and the wife, and we're talking, this is that when I'm talking about
late
that couple
70s, early 80s,
probably a whole 8 inches shorter than when they were younger, like little people. They walked that floor very slowly. They stopped at every booth or paused by every booth deliberately. And all I kept thinking was, that right there tells you are sexual to the grave, baby. Sexual to the grave. So I applaud Halle for reminding us menopause don't mean you don't have sex.
Also, being mature and aging also means that you don't have sex. And also, I love the fact that it's like on social media. So it's not even like, it takes away the taboo of intimacy. Like, we can be intimate and it doesn't have to be like dirty, nasty,
raunchy. Yeah.
Raunchy. I mean, it can be. Do you? Ain't nobody judging.
Yeah.
But, I just want to know how come she didn't stay on long enough so we could watch. But anyways, moving along. Just, well, kind of. That's the sex tape I'm waiting to come out.
Oh. Somebody. And I'm gonna tell you what, that the gentleman that was in the bed with her, that is the long-term boyfriend. And
Okay,
when I
great.
tell you, and I've seen her, I've seen pictures of her with Dave Justice and the musician whose name I can see his face plain as day. His name is escaping me.
Eric
Um,
Benet.
Eric Benet. I've even seen pictures of her with her baby daddy. But I was thinking Wesley, like all the men, right? This
Right.
is the one where when you see her with him, she genuinely exudes happiness. Like she's not smiling because the camera is in front of her. She's smiling because she's genuinely feeling that on the inside. Like when you see the pictures of them together, if you look at the posts that she puts up of them together, this is a woman who is in love with the man that she's with, and more importantly, enjoying the experience of being with him. And it's just a knowing some of the horrible relationships that she's been in, it's just a beautiful thing to see her when she is happiest.
Also, I think it's really important. Some of the things that she said in her last few interviews is not putting the pressure to be the one, or putting the pressure to have to get married, or putting the pressure to have to do certain things. And one of the things about dating later in life is that those days are typically behind you. So, getting pregnant or trying to have a kid and all that kind of stuff isn't even a part of the conversation, because for some of us, it's not even possible. Like, if I get pregnant, I am suing Baptist Medical Center in Jacksonville, Florida, because to my knowledge, I'm not supposed to have the engine and the transmission and all the things that make that car run. Okay, that car is supposed to be retired and no longer capable of running. So if run, run, run happens, we got a problem. So I think it's amazing and super, like, a great place to be in life, to witness someone who's like, look, I'm just having a good time and we're having a good time together,
Mhm.
and it doesn't have to be forever, but it could
But it
be.
could be.
Right.
Right.
But there's no pressure to have to, like, get married and make it official, because that's what everybody else expects you to do. And so I think that's phenomenal. I love that.
Yeah. And I think we are so trained to believe that if you're in a relationship and it's good, you get married. And let's just be honest, that is a church religious tradition, because that's how it's portrayed in Christianity and basically everywhere else. But I think what fails in those cases is we put more emphasis on that legally binding contractual relationship than we do in the people in the relationship, and whether or not they're happy and are enjoying themselves. And and speaking as somebody who was married and got divorced, and you know in retrospect, not not by any means trying to trash him or the relationship, but in hindsight, you're kind of like, did I make good choices in that moment? I probably didn't make good choices in that moment, if I was being honest with me, right? So you know yeah,
And I think it's also important to point out, speaking on doing things at certain points in your life, who you were then is not who you are now. You learned from
Right.
that. And for me, I too was married and, had kids and all that when I was young. And I learned some incredibly important lessons, which are, I wasn't ready, but I was ready to learn I was ready to learn what I needed to learn then, so that I could not repeat that mistake going forward. And I'm glad, because now I'm 50 and I've been with my partner 11 years and we're perfectly fine just the way things are. I'm perfectly
Mhm.
fine. I hate when people are like, and I get it all the time when they're like, even my parents sometimes will be like,
Aren't you gonna
"Hey,
get
when did you get
married?
married?" And
Mm-hmm.
it's like we don't ever plan to get married because it changes the dynamic of the relationship. And for some people it gets better, and some people it gets worse. For us, we just want to keep
True.
things the way that they are, and I that's just how it is.
So here's what I would say, because like you and Ghost live together. So using your relationship as an example, what I would tell someone like in a situation like you where you're not married and you're with this person, the benefit of being married would be that if something happened to either one of you, everything automatically reverts to the remaining spouse, right? If there was a
Okay.
medical situation, they're immediately going to go to the spouse. When you're not married, you have to have, and this is what's kind of ironic,
Next.
when you're not married, you got to have
Okay.
paperwork in
Oh,
order
paperwork.
to
Okay.
do something for your partner. You got to have paperwork that if you've got combined assets in order for you to be able to lay claim to these things and whatnot. And so it's ironic that you, even when you're not legally married with a piece of paper, you still need a piece of paper to protect you if something were to happen to your
Right.
partner.
True. True.
Unless you have life insurance, and then you could list them as your
Mm-hmm.
beneficiary,
True,
and then
but
and so
Exactly.
everything
Mm-hmm.
else goes to my next of kin, which would be either my mom if she's still alive or my daughter.
But I would still say that if you wanted something to go to him that's not your life insurance, for example, you still have to have a piece of paper. And I guess if you think about it, the life insurance is still a piece of paper
Yeah. Or
that,
Yeah.
I have a trust. So instead of a will, I got a trust. And that's because a trust isn't, you can't, somebody can contest a will, they can't contest a trust. So I did it like that on purpose because things can get held in probate for years on a will, where when it comes to a trust, they distribute it as it's listed in the trust, and anything that's not listed. Good evening, Christopher. Anything that's not, but anyways, we're getting to it like it's getting, ain't
deep.
nobody dying, okay?
No, nobody's
First of
dying.
all,
Sorry. We didn't mean
except
to
on
slip
Raising
into
Canaan.
relationship advice. We sorry.
Yeah, we just spent 20 minutes talking about Halle, which
Oh no,
we
we
can
can
do that
spend 20
anytime.
minutes talking about Halle Berry.
We
We
could
can do
spend the
that.
whole hour and make this the Halle Berry show.
Look, don't make me try to figure out where I got my Halle Berry picture at. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Halle
Don't
Mm-hmm.
Berry,
test me.
Halle Berry, Halle Berry. But let's
Don't.
jump into some TV. Let us know in the comments what you guys are watching, whether it's a TV series, a movie that you've seen. Thumbs up, thumbs down, 5 stars, no stars. Let us know. We're reading the comments. Thank you so much for joining us, Zany, Whitney. Oh, look at us. We got our normal crew, Christopher Gagliardi. And I saw some comments from a few other people. A
Yeah,
little
wait, let me go back to the top. Because we
Boss
had
Man
Boss Man.
429
Mm-hmm.
is going to be at XBiz. Is that what he said?
Says I will be in Miami.
Oh, maybe Miami Exotica. Okay. But let's talk about Raising Canaan, and specifically because someone has still, months later, not done her homework. Desiree, where are you at with Raising Canaan?
I'm caught up.
Oh, stop it. You are showing out on Casey for real.
Listen.
Sorry.
Bound to happen, and it's okay. How many times have you and I watched something that Desiree don't even know what
True.
channel it's on? So it's all
True.
good. I'm all right with it. Go ahead.
Like
Talk about it.
Dexter.
Talk about it.
Dexter 10 years later. Wah,
And she
wah,
loved
wah.
it, right? So
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready
So,
for the new one. Okay.
so
Go ahead.
the thing about Raising Canaan is we know that mom gets taken out, right? We know that Rock is eventually going to get, and every season we're waiting because we already know that it's going to happen because we've seen Power, and in Power he talks about his mom getting 187, and throughout Raising Canaan we don't know exactly who does it. I suspect it's going to be Canaan because he's ruthless. But
Mm-hmm.
that she's made so many enemies, and now she's beefing with Marvin. Lou's not really feeling her right now because she done cussed him out and said that because the music thing isn't working for him, and you know he's been off the chain. So he wants to come back and work with Rock, and she's like, not really feeling it because she's like, what if you have a bad mental day and blah, 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 blah. So, Rock is being not very
Rock.
nice to everybody. Meanwhile, Kanan thinks that his mom is the root of all of his problems, and he's got friends that are disappearing quickly.
Wait, you said he's got friends that are disappearing, like
Famous?
Yeah.
sleeping with the
Like,
fishes type disappearing?
oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And he thinks
So,
mom did it?
yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
He's under the impression that mom did it, but she didn't. And he doesn't believe her.
Of course not.
So,
Because
of
she's
course not.
lied to him all
True.
these seasons, years.
True. But then so is everybody else. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
he
Who do you believe now? Right? DTA.
Well, now he's-
Don't trust anybody.
now he might be linking up with Unique.
Wait, I gotta write that down.
What'd you say?
It's a DTA. Don't trust anybody.
Wow. New Boob Tube merch coming soon.
Just saying.
Welcome to the Halle Berry Show. Our motto is
DTA. Don't trust
anyone.
Anybody.
Okay.
Anybody.
All right. Anyway.
Really not much that I can say without like spoiling it all. Which
When
you
do
don't
we
care,
not
right?
do spoilers? Girl, go on ahead and say it.
Okay. Well, Fame is gone. Fame is gone. So Kanan's working with the people that wear the matching outfits. I forget their names.
The husband and wife?
Yeah,
Or the
husband and
boyfriend,
wife.
girlfriend, whatever they are.
Whatever they are.
Mhm.
But they wear the matching outfits. They're like
Right.
the gangster couple.
Right.
Okay. Well, Kanan's working with them and they're ruthless. So they felt like Kanan was a liability. And so they had their dirty cops take him out.
Kanan or Famous?
Famous.
Okay.
Famous.
Yeah, Famous was found. And so Kanan's out looking for answers or whatever. And now
Wait,
Crystal,
I'm sorry. I know I should watch so I wouldn't have so many questions, but I'm intrigued. So does the idea that Famous is a liability go back to the fact that he's fucked with product and he's partaken in product and stuff like that? No.
It has everything to do with the fact that he got arrested.
Ah. Okay.
And he's a pussy. So they were concerned, and they were trying to get him to turn on Kanan and turn witness. And so the couple.
Oh, okay.
Now I don't think that he did, but because he had a history of making songs that shared details,
street info. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He did a ditty. So you don't share the things that happen. In fact, this is the reason why this is probably even part of Power or the Raising Kanan show is it's actually happening in real life. And so there are, I think it's Young Thug, and it's a big topic of conversation in the legal community because they're really trying to determine, can they use your song lyrics against you in court? So it's funny that they're using that in Raising Kanan because it's something, and they're using it from back in the 90s versus it's actually happening now. But anyways, I digress. So he did the song. He talked about when they killed that kid, and this couple remembers that, and so they feel like he is a liability to talk. And so they go ahead and they dispose of the problem. Well, in the midst of Kanan trying to find Fame or Famous and going and asking for questions, he's under the impression that his mother is responsible. But the girlfriend, Crystal, is like, nah, I went and I pulled up on your mom, and your mom did not know anything, and she seemed really concerned and wanted to help. And so they now see that Crystal is a liability because she's convincing Kanan that no, the mom is not responsible and is going to send him down the road that's going to lead him closer to the truth.
So what are they going to do?
So
Just kill everybody on the show?
apparently, so she gets on he tells her to get on a bus and go somewhere. So she's going to Delaware. She gets on the bus. The police come and get her. The police that
Take
took
her
out
off
Fame,
the bus.
take her off the bus, kidnap her, take her to a like a crack house apartment, and the lady is there and is like, oh, we need to,
Oh,
we need
what
to
did
have
they
some.
do to you, child? And yeah, go ahead.
Right. She's like, we need to talk like women, girl to girl, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, Crystal starts saying stuff like, no, I don't think the mom is responsible, blah, 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 blah. And so two things happen. One, she shares that she does not think that Raquel is responsible for the murder. Means that she's going to lead him on the path to find out it's them. And two, she reveals who he thinks it is, so they're able to create a narrative that makes him continue to think that Rock is taking out all these people. Because they're going to convince, they're going to expose that she's responsible when it's actually not her. And so that's what happens. Krista goes missing. Of course, once she gave up that information, pew, pew. And yeah. So they're
Niches end up in ditches.
So now it's looking like Kanan might be the one that takes out Rock
because they're building this case against her.
Building
it's easier narrative to make her look bad and let him decide to kill her than tell him he's got to kill her.
True.
Yeah. I think they know that they're fueling the anger machine and that Kanan will do anything to secure his bag. Like at this point, and he hates his mom so much and resents her for so many things that he's willing to team up with Unique. And yeah, it's just
interesting.
It's out of control. Yeah, you need to watch. Somebody send her a stars login.
A login. Please.
So that's it for Raising Kanan. There's really not much else going on. Unique is unique, and some shit's happening with Marvin and the Italians, and
Marvin and the Italians.
Yeah,
Marvin is,
and the Chinese mafia too. They have it. It was heated.
Yeah,
it was.
There's a lot going on. So, but the biggest storyline right now is the Kanan and Rock situation, because it's been something that's been growing over the last few seasons, since the beginning, to be honest.
Yeah, basically since the beginning. Yeah.
Since the beginning, he's been, and I guess it's kind of one of those situations when it's just a mom and a son. I don't know, because I have a daughter as well, so it's a different dynamic. But when it's just a mom and a son, I can only imagine, like, when the son gets to a certain age and he thinks he's like the man of the house. It's an interesting dynamic to see how Kanan, when we first saw him, was not really a mama's boy, but he was a lot closer and a lot more empathetic towards his mom. And now through time, he just has grown a disdain.
Well, because I have a son who is the youngest of 4 kids. And he's the only boy. Like, my ex has 4 kids in total. My son is the youngest and the only boy. And he got to an age, and I'm not going to say where it was kind of he wanted to be the man of the house. He just wanted to be the man. He wanted to be able to walk in his manhood. But Boo Boo, you still 14. You can't drive.
Right.
I gotta drive your ass everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You ain't quite the man. I'm gonna give you. You're not a little boy no more. I'll give you that. But I still gotta feed you, clothe you, drive you hither and yon. No, you not the man. Not the man. Don't get twisted. No.
Right.
And I will listen. I will tell y'all. Your ass down. I'm gonna tell y'all. My son is now 24. And he is in law enforcement, and I will tell you freely that when he got to be a teenager, there were moments where I would just punch him, like walk up on him and punch him. And it got to be a thing where he wouldn't get too close to me because he was afraid I was going to punch him. And when I punched him, he'd say, "Well, why did you do that? I wasn't doing anything." I'm like, "No, this is just a reminder I can. This is just a reminder that I can." And so for years,
and I will.
Right. So for years, if I walked up to him for a split second, he'd be okay, and then he'd go, "Wait," and be like, "Wait, what?"
For you to.
So yeah, I if you, as a single mom, and especially as a mother of a Black boy, if you don't um get them in check, if you will, you can have problems. Not that the child themselves becomes a problem, but you don't want them easily influenced by other people as well. So, you want to do what you need to protect that relationship, encourage and nurture it. But at the same time, I do still need to remind you, you still 14. I got to drive your ass everywhere. No.
Right. You also want to help.
This is my house.
You want to help guide them to not be, to have that manly stature and walk in his manhood. Uh-oh.
Okay. Yeah.
She needs to say goodbye.
To your point, Kari, when I mentioned the fact that he's now 24, he's in law enforcement, he has his own place, pays for his own car, can do all his own things for himself. And I'm gonna take credit for the fact that I raised him to see that this is how you have to be an adult, and to not shy away from doing the things that it means to be an adult. You want to be a man. This is what being a man looks like. You get a job, you get a place to live, you feed yourself, you clothe yourself, you take care of yourself. And I'm always here if you need help, but I'm also going to encourage you. Being a man doesn't mean you turn 18 and you're now legal. Being a man means you can take care of yourself.
Not only that, but turning 18 doesn't, I'm going to whoop your ass until you die.
Oh.
There is no age limit on when you can get your ass whooped. So if you disrespect me at 35, I'm
gonna
still
go
gonna
outside.
jump on that. It's gonna happen right then and there. I'm hopping on that ass.
We have words for sure.
Me and my son is a great, he was a great kid and a great guy. He was slick disrespectful sometimes. He would say things that you in the moment weren't that was disrespectful. Later you'd be like, wait a minute,
that motherfucker.
I think that motherfucker. Now my daughter, blatant, right in your face,
because that's what girls do to their mother.
Yes. And so we have always had, not now, but we've had a tumultuous relationship, and there have been times that I've had to be like, you do realize I will whomp your ass if I have to.
And just for those of you who are sensitive, nobody's doing anything illegal to abuse their child. Don't bring that shit over here.
No. We're not saying that. We're just saying that, sometimes you got to let your kids know that
I run this shit.
Yeah. And you're never too old. I remember I was 27, 26, and my mom, I've told this before, but I'm going to tell you guys again. My mom is a ninja. In the sense, she can hear things that are not within earshot. She can be on the complete other side of the house, and if you make some little, she will hear it. I have no idea how.
Okay.
And she will appear out of nowhere.
No.
Literal fucking nowhere, and then disappear, literally. And I was 27, and I don't know what I said, but I said something, and I don't even think I meant it at her, but she thought it was meant at her. And she came flying out of and disappeared. And I was like, Mom, I'm grown. and she was like, she came out of wherever she was at, and she was like, "You are never too grown if you're gonna disrespect me, especially in my house." Blah 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 blah. And I was like, well, I wasn't even talking about you. And she was like, "Well, just in case you were." I'm like, I'm just here to remind you, like, damn Alabama.
That part.
All we're saying is, I'm sure you guys are parents and you guys have had experiences where you've had to remind your children that just because I seem weak or I might seem like I'm a pushover, trust and believe.
Or just because you went from being somewhere here on my shoulder to being somewhere here, you can't even see where my hand is, somewhere here above my head, that I still ain't gonna come for you. We can tussle. Come on now. Come on. I ain't scared.
I feel like Raquel in Raising Kanan is feeling that way right now. Like, she's ready to put her foot all the way up Kanan's ass. So anyways.
Anyway, sorry. Agreed. Okay, so that was free parenting advice.
We've given menopausal dating, you don't have to get married advice. Now you've got parenting advice.
Parenting advice. There you go. There you go. Listen, you never know what you're gonna get on Boob Tube.
Right?
You never know. But
we are not trained therapists.
Nope. We are not. We don't even
proclaim of life.
I don't even tell. I'm not even gonna say take our advice. We're just giving it. You do it with what you will.
We're just sharing our experiences. That's all. So Casey, what you been watching? You had to have watched something.
I watched a few things. I watched a few things that I can remember.
Ooh.
But here's the thing that I want to. Here's the thing that I want to talk about. Why do I feel like this ain't even the shoulder that was hurting, but I popped it a little while ago while we were talking, and now that shit hurts. Yeah, it's all right. I'm okay. Netflix, for those of you who are Netflix junkies, I could live on Netflix. I start watching random shit. Like, this is a side note. I went through a phase not too long ago of watching adult animated cartoons. Not since
Brickleberry?
No. Oh my gosh. I can't even think of it now. This is
Family Matters. I mean, not Family Matters. Family Guy. Simpsons.
No, not the Simpsons. The one with the little
I remember you were. Yeah, I remember you were talking about it, but I forget the name.
It's okay. Sorry. It's irrelevant right now. Yeah. The point. It don't even matter what I can't remember. I watched because it's not even pertaining to what I'm about to tell you. So I watched this show called Liver King. Again, Liver King. On
Netflix.
I
just seen the commercial. Yeah, I seen like the promo for that one. I wanted
to watch Liver King now is number 3. I don't know if it was TV show, movie, whatever the category was. It's number 3. And I have resisted watching this jacked up Grizzly Adams looking motherfucker. I have resisted. I swear to God, I've resisted. Because I'm like, this bullshit, right? Baby, let me say this, and hold on, I've been missing comments. Let me say this.
Look who's here.
That part right there. I watched Liver King. I want you all to watch Liver King. And I said to Kari, it made me nostalgic for when Boob Tube first started during COVID, because Tiger King was the hotness on Netflix at that time. We
talked about it for weeks.
Yes. So Liver King is not a series. There's just the one episode. But baby, I watched that show. Once I realized that there was a point to the show, I just waited for when it was going to happen. So if you don't know, Liver King is this jacked up Grizzly Adams, lives in the mountains looking dude, right? He's, his boobs are bigger than mine, and mine are big. His claim to fame is eating liver. That's why they call him Liver King. Eating liver, eating testicles, eating fertilized eggs. They said fertilized eggs so many times that I was like, okay, clearly what we buy in the supermarket ain't fertilized. Okay, get it.
Yeah, like look at how jacked up he is.
Yes. Yes.
He's
Okay,
ripped.
thank you for showing that picture, because
yeah,
he hired, so the reason why he used to look like a regular guy. Let me say that. Used to look like a regular guy. And then he had these two boys, and the two boys, they were sickly, as they say. Yep. Mm-hmm. The little boys were sickly, and they couldn't understand why. I mean, they had to call an ambulance, take the kids to the ER, la 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 la. And so the father was like, "Oh, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be something I can do." And so he started trying all kinds of things, and started eating liver and working out to improve his own physical health, and got all jacked up, as you see from the pictures Desiree showed. And he got the kids on this program. He got the wife on the program. So everybody's eating liver and animal testicles, and they're going. When the man is eating raw liver, like killing an animal in the woods, slicing that animal open, pulling out the liver, and on the liver. Like, we're not even talking, pan fried and smothered in gravy and onions. We ain't talking that. We're talking raw liver.
Cannibalism.
So he hires this media person to help him promote what he's doing. The media person falls in love with the backstory about the kids and the family and all of that, and is impressed by his physique and the workout and the diet. And so he has him doing videos, and one of the videos takes off. And from the video taking off, they then are able to get him interviews. And I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. I don't care. He shows up on every white male high testosterone based program there is, whether it's podcast, radio, TV, whatever it is. He shows up on all of them, and he promotes this diet. I forget what he calls it, but it's some back to, freaking caveman days type bullshit. And he's on all these shows, and he's promoting his business and his lifestyle, and he's making $100 million a year off of whatever the fuck it is he's selling. And if you are successful, hear me again. If you are successful, you don't even have to be $100 million a year successful. You just have to be successful in the eyes of someone else. If you are successful, some motherfucker is going to come for you. Guaranteed. They're going to come for you. They're going to dig through shit to find you out to be a fraud. And that is exactly what they did to this man. They got a hold of his medical records, and his medical records showed he had been taking steroids. For years. Years he had been taking steroids. And so this is one of those things where he went to bed one night, and the story broke overnight. Wakes up and is like, the fuck? What am I supposed to do now? And everybody he has spoken to, who he had swore up and down his physical appearance was based off of this liver diet, was like, that motherfucker, he lied. Oh, fraud. His wife was like, no, you can't tell the truth. No, don't do it. And I said, right, liar. And, and I said to Kari, I'm like, I can't believe the wife would have told him to just keep lying. And the fact that she was clear about the fact that he was lying, like, you're all in on the lie. It was quite interesting. Because for me, sorry, I get Yahoo sports alerts. Touted raw organ meat diet. He also took steroids. There you go. That's it in a nutshell. Thank you for that, Desiree. Appreciate you. So I think for me, and this is what I said, because you all know we talked before the show. So Kari and I were talking about this, and I said to Kari, one of the things that caught my attention about all this too is the fact that people are so easily swayed or convinced or influenced by other people who appear to be, and I very clearly are saying appear to be successful or appear to have something that they want, that they buy it hook, line, and sinker, and don't ask questions, don't verify, don't confirm, don't
do
don't
their own homework.
Just literally don't ask or suspect, but don't follow that gut instinct. Your gut instinct, the thing that makes the hair on the back of your neck stand, the thing that makes your eye twitch or your stomach tighten, that's not an accident. That's not I must have gas. No, that is your body giving you a signal. You might not know exactly what it is you're responding to, but you need to pay attention to the fact that you had a reaction, right? Yeah. So Liver King, if you ain't got you got an hour and a half, hour 45, and you just want to waste some time and be entertained at the same time. Because let me tell you, this motherfucker, he's pulling shit and like straps on the shoulders and pulling big ass trucks and the boys are him and the boys are literally out in the mountains killing animals, and then after they kill the animal, they go through a whole ritual of giving thanks for earth, the moon, the sun, the stars, the air, the wind, the water, and for this animal, and being one with nature. And I'm gonna be honest. I said what I said the way I said it because I'm throwing a little shade at that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Because I'm like, I've seen that shit in TV. Are we really doing that in real life? And I just didn't know we were doing that in real life. But I'm gonna stop talking.
Pause.
I'm gonna stop talking.
She says pause.
Listen, I seasoned my chicken today until I sneezed because I was told that you don't have enough seasoning on your food until you sneeze.
Or if you don't full on sneeze, you go. It's got to get up in there.
Yeah. Oh, I sneezed.
Got to get up in there.
But it was so good.
But nonetheless, please, I want you to watch Liver King. I want you to, if you.
Is that our homework?
Some of y'all in here have been watching us since the very beginning, so you know how obsessed we were with Tiger King. Ooh, we was obsessed with Tiger King.
Where are we?
I'm mad that Liver King was only a one and done. I wanted to hear some more.
There wasn't enough drama. They were like, this is a typical man who does steroids, pretends he's on this fanatic diet of raw liver,
lies about it,
gets
rips
caught.
People off of their hard-earned money. And let's be clear, the people who give money to a person like that, they have limited resources. Okay, this isn't coming from your Jeff Bezos of the world. This is coming from people who have limited resources and really want to find that zen, that thing that makes them feel better about who they are. So that's the kind of stuff I don't like, because I think when you invest in someone else, and to me, that is what they're doing. You're investing in the Liver King in an effort to make you feel better about yourself and do the bullshit that he does, as opposed to literally investing in you and taking that same money and, whatever that is, whether it's the gym, a personal trainer, a good pair of sneakers, and a walk in the park, like whatever it is, that the Liver King got more benefit out of your money than you did. And I don't like that. It has always bothered me when folks are so not happy with themselves that they invest in other people in an effort to find that happiness.
Not to be a...
Go ahead, girl.
Listen, I'm cheap, so I'm not spending my money. But even more so, I don't trust anybody to give me anything that I can't give myself. In fact, to the point of my doctor has been trying to get me to take Ozempic for months. And I am type 2 diabetes, so it would only be, you know what I mean? Like I that's what Ozempic is for. And GLP-1s are for people that are diabetic. So I was like, because there was such a stigma around taking Ozempic, and I'm all about I can do this naturally, blah blah blah. Well, my last doctor's appointment, I have I have low good cholesterol, high blood pressure, and a high A1C. They're putting me on Resilius or Reselvius or whatever the hell that shit is. It's basically the pill format of Ozempic, and you only take it once a week. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Your health is a priority. Your health is
true. 50, and these pounds are holding on for dear life.
And when you get to be a woman of a certain age, them joints they don't go nowhere. They go nowhere. So, but because you have medical medical issues going on, you can't not want to do what's going to make you more healthy.
But I said that to say that I'm not spending my money hoping that somebody else is going to fix what I need to be fixing myself. So,
yeah.
But there's so many people out there that get sucked into these cults and these scammers. But anyways, Desiree, tell us. You've waited so patiently what you're watching. As you always do.
Jason Momoa and Jack Black. I watched the Minecraft movie.
Oh,
it was
how
so
was
good.
That?
It was good. Watch it.
Okay,
so you can get it on Prime Video.
Wait, hold on. I was gonna say where was it? You said Prime Video?
You can get it on Prime Video.
Is it a purchase or is it just there?
I think it's there.
Okay. All right. So go ahead. Tell us about it. I want to hear about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I was really shocked because I didn't I'm a huge fan of Jack Black to start off. But when I seen Jason Momoa and he's like, it's like 80s, like they're all 80s decked out. Yes. But it was so like different seeing him in this different light, but it hit me because I'm an 80s baby anyway. So I was like, yeah, go 80s.
You're so cute, Desiree.
I love Desiree. Oh my God. So Desiree, Minecraft is a game, right?
Yes.
So tell me,
you gotta mine.
Okay, thank you. I was gonna say, explain it all to me.
Yeah. So there's this open world concept, and you have a pickaxe, but you can craft other items. So say if you have a block of dirt, and then you get some grass or tree or whatever, you can combine those items to make a med pack or something like that. So I don't play Minecraft very often because it's kind of a younger person game, 12 and up.
Desiree, how old are you?
Yeah. 40.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't think you were that old. Okay. I didn't think you were that old.
Casey.
What?
Thank you. I'll take
what?
it.
I'm not trying to be insulting. It was just cute when she said it's kind of a younger game. And I'm thinking, girl, you only 35. What are you talking about?
True.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in the 40s club now.
I'm going to put it on my list.
Listen, let me tell you. When I hit 40, I was like, ooh, girl. So, yeah, okay. All right. So, please tell me more. Because I really am genuine. First of all, you said Jason Momoa, and I'm like, I'll watch it.
That's all you had to say. Say less.
But I'm really genuinely...
Well, that's the hook, line, and sinker. Now I'm going to reel you guys
interested because there's been a few movies lately that have a video game background. I'm not as well versed in the game, but I am interested in the movie because they look familiar. So again, what is the premise of the movie and what happens?
So it's I'll say the fast version. So Jack Black is like one of the heroes in the movie. So there's like kids, and then the mom dies, and they move to this new town because the sister is taking care of the brother. She gets hired at this potato chip factory business to do the marketing because their social marketing is. So she's like the intuitive young mind that they hire on to do this social media marketing. And then so the younger brother is like trying to stay out of trouble because it's like a new area. The realtor was like very informative. She's like, here's the keys, blah blah blah. She's like, I got 15 side hustles, and this is this is what I do, and take me for I am, and da 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 da. So anyway, she gives them the keys, and then the sister takes on the responsibility. Then the brother's like trying to stay out of trouble, so he goes to school, and then he ends up finding Jason Momoa because the sister makes him a pie of tater tots, like a pizza tater tot thing. And the sister was like, cut slices and go make friends. That's what she told him. So he ended up like going to, because Jason Momoa had this video game store. So he's like, interesting, right? So he goes in and he sees him and starts having a conversation with him. The boy is very intelligent. He's like a rocket scientist intelligent, okay? Yeah. So he ends up going to school. He sees Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is like, I'm in a rock and a hard place. Like, I only have like $26 to my name, and I need like $1 million right now. So he goes and he does the storage thing. He spends his last check on storage, like a Storage Wars kind of like battle thing.
Okay.
Because there was this Atari that was in the storage thing, the storage facility or storage thing unit. And so he wrote the guy the check. He's like, I'm buying this unit. The guy's like, okay, well, I didn't check the box. So he goes in and he gets shafted because the Atari was not in the box. So he was pissed. He's like, I'm broke now. I have all this stuff with no, I'm in a rock and a hard place. So then the kid goes to school. He everybody makes fun of him because he's like he wants to do this science stuff. And so he takes the skeleton and he makes a jetpack, and he wants to send the skeleton up into space or something. Well, maybe not as high as space, but get the jetpack to go. Anyways, so it hits the big potato where the sister is working, like the mascot on the warehouse or on the big company thing. And the potato falls down, and the teacher's pretend I'm not here. So anyways, they end up finding the thing that Jack Black, it's they show you all of this stuff in the movie. So Jack Black finds this cube, and it's got a thing to put in it. You put the cube in or whatever, and it makes a portal. So it brings you into Minecraft, right? So you're going into this world, this fantasy world of pigs and sheep, and you can make your own farm, and there's bad guys, there's creepers, that's what they're called. They're green gremlins and Slenderman, and there's evil pigs and everything. So it's they're pretty much fighting the evil pigs because the pigs try and take this orb or this sphere to open up the evil portal to take over the world, and it's kill Minecraft and the darkness and blah blah blah. It's kind of the lore and stuff. But it's got a lot of action in it, and like I said, I would recommend watching it because it's got Jason Momoa and Jack Black if these guys like them. Amazon Prime.
Check it out. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. Because I know I remember the game being hugely popular, and I'm not a big gamer, but I've gone through phases of being into gaming and very specific games. Back when I first got married, I was a beast on Tekken. Don't ask me how. I just was. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just was. So yeah, I definitely want to check that out. But it's 10 o'clock, ladies.
Whoop, whoop.
What happened?
About
It's
that
10 o'clock.
Time flew by. Time flies when you're having fun.
Well, let's throw up some windows. And first of all, we'd like to thank everybody for coming to this week's episode of Boob Tube. Unfortunately, we will not be here next week because I'm going to be in Miami, motherfuckers.
Whoop,
I'm going to be
whoop.
out there living my best fucking life. But
Okay,
without further ado,
here's our show promo anyway.
yeah. But after next week, you can always catch us on Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on EXXXOTICA.tv.
Sorry.
We're just waiting for the dolphins, y'all.
I don't know why Jay picked that. I don't know why Jay picked that audio. Oh my God, I don't know why he picked that audio.
I don't either. It is very annoying. But
let me tell you, I keep turning the volume down on that audio. It's never low enough.
Man, mute that motherfucker. Anyways, you can find us at Exotica in Miami, June 27th to the 29th.
And if you're gonna be in Miami, please don't hesitate to come by the booth and bring your birthday present.
Right. Shameless plug from Casey for her birthday gift. You can find us at Edison, New Jersey, October 24th to the 26th, and Washington, D.C., my backyard, December 5th through the 7th. Ladies Free Friday. Sign up for your tickets now at EXXXOTICAtv. And if you're interested in being a vendor or an exhibitor, make sure you hit up the website and get the information so you can sell your product at Exotica. And next, you can follow us on our pink boxes. Yeah.
Do it.
And right before we go, I just want to make an honorable mention. There's a new show coming out. It's called All Is Fair. I put the preview in our Twitter DM group, but you guys go check out the preview. It looks damn good. So we won't talk to you next week, but we'll talk to you the week after that. Keep it right here. Subscribe, like, share, follow, comment, do all the things. And we look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. Till next time, peace, love, and happiness on BoobTube. Peace. Back to you, Casey.
All right, y'all. Be good. Bye.
Bye.